It's 10:52 in a hotel lobby in Krakow. And we are brainstorming.
Actually, before that, we should put in COP. I'm trying to fit in where we should put in Poland. Maybe before COP or after COP. Either way.
The topic is women and climate change.
So what should be, once we get into the main part about women and climate change, what should be, so we'll have stats, we'll have introductory stats, but what do we want to be our main take home?
Well, let's start with what we know. This year's UN Climate Change Conference, COP24, short for Conference of the Parties, is taking place in Katowice, Poland. More than 30,000 people showed up to advocate for climate action. The topic on everyone's mind? Gender and climate.
We need this action to happen now.
I encourage you because women need help. Women need help because, women has a power.
Although everyone will be impacted, women are disproportionately affected by climate change. In fact, out of 11 Pacific Island countries which feel the most immediate impacts of sea level rise, 5 had no women members present in their parliaments. Climate can affect all aspects of life, but women are particularly susceptible to its influences in the spheres of education, health, reproductive rights, family equity, and property rights. Studies show that women, boys and girls, are 14 times more likely than men to die during a disaster. And even within the many challenges faced by women in respect to climate change, not all women are challenged equally. Although some of the strongest advocates for Mother Earth, Indigenous women are one of the most disproportionately affected groups by climate change.
Most impacted in India is the indigenous women and children, because they're the most marginalized in the sense that in terms of access to food, water, health.
It's necessary to defend their both rights, individual as women and collective as peoples.
80% of remaining global biodiversity is within the lands of global indigenous peoples, where women make up the forefront of local and global efforts to protect and defend these territories.
So now that we know this, what are we going to do? First and foremost, we must increase representation of women in political positions, the UNFCCC being no exception. As of 2012, the average percentage of women delegates to the UNFCCC was 36%. A 2015 study covering 881 environmental sector ministries from 193 countries found only 12% of the environmental ministers were women. Women's involvement in politics has important implications for climate change. A recent study of 130 countries found that countries with higher female parliamentary representation are more prone to ratify international environmental treaties. Secondly, we must offer financing and land tenure accessibility.
Discrimination against women, because they are not being able to pay rent when they are single women with the kids. So they're in this really stressful situation.
And finally, we must create safe spaces for women to learn and share their knowledge with others.
We are the fiercest warriors when it comes to the protection of life, because we bring life, we give life.
Because ultimately, climate change will affect all of us, whether we are a delegate from Mexico, an activist from Chad, or 2 students in a hotel lobby in Krakow.